when you talk a lot, you've been talking a lot about moving into the neighborhood, which is, I mean, that's a hard step for people. Like, what would you say to folks in churches that are trying to do this work, but that are not intending to move into the neighborhood, or that have,
Yeah.
no plans to do that, don't know how to do that, don't know how to begin?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are there ways they can still do this work genuinely, or not? Or like, how does it get done? Or what, or if they could, how would you suggest they go about it?
I do think you can. I mean, I don't want to make it sound like 100% of Inglewood church members moved back into the Inglewood neighborhood. That's not the case. I think that's probably a little more than 2/3, maybe 75% now with our membership today. But man, there have just been so many retired aged men and women who have just lived in their homes, 5 or 6 miles away for 50 or 60 years, and that home is dear to them, and that's where they've raised their kids, etc. But they wake up at 6 a.m., they drive in, and they plant themselves in the church office or in the auditorium, or help unclog toilets, or watch kids in kind of the daycare, etc., and make incredible contributions to kind of who we are each day. But they're not Inglewood neighborhood residents, and that doesn't make them second-class Inglewood church members or their contributions less than, etc. And I think as we've seen over 27 years too, it doesn't mean that just because a family moves into the neighborhood, they're super engaged or they're listening or their relationships are good and sound, etc. So again, it's always more nuanced, it's always more complicated. But on balance, I think we've seen that for those who are willing to move into proximity with one another and with other neighbors, on balance, I think you are more able to develop a genuine and a real sort of community that bears fruit over time.